Here we are, WordCamp San Francisco.
We're just finishing up some logistics for our lightning sessions, and then we're going to get started with those. Thank you guys for your patience.
WordCamp San Francisco 2010. I think there's more people here than there are at dance conventions. There's more people at WordCamp than there are at dance clubs.
What we're going to do is we're going to have two mic runners. Where are the mic runners? Right there. And where's the other one? Right there. So find people, and basically we'll hand you a mic. You can ask whatever you like about anything in the world, including jazz. And I'll do my best to answer it for the next half hour.
Hi, Matt. My name is James from Santa Cruz. I wanted to ask you a question about the plugins, because I don't know how many times I've had clients email me or call me all frantically saying, hey, I saw it, I can update my plugin. I went ahead and updated it, and it overread all the data, and all the customization has changed. Back to the default.
Fail. That's bad. That's odd that a plugin update would do that. A theme updates, if you're modifying the theme and you do the update, it's not smart enough yet. It will be, but it's not yet. A plugin, generally what you see plugins do is store things in the database or in the WP content folder outside of the plugin directory. So if it's a well-written plugin, that shouldn't happen at all. This sort of lends itself to the broader view. I talked about the WordPress redesign. The thing I forgot to mention is actually a big part of that's going to be a developer portal, where the problem now is not necessarily that we don't have enough developers. I mean, there's a huge number of developers creating a huge number of things that are being distributed tens of millions of times. But it's more that we need more education. So basically, really all of 2010, we're focusing a ton on education, be it through learning, through documentation, videos like WordPress TV, through new things like game-like methods. I just want there to be ways for basically every WordPress developer to be the best WordPress developer they can possibly be. Thank you. How about there?
I have a question and a comment.
Right.
My question is,
what's your name?
Oh, I'm Francine. I'm Buffy the puppy. I'm Francine Hardaway. My dog has
It's okay. Puppies don't slow down WordPress releases, so
my dog has a WordPress blog. Now I'm nervous. How much attention is being paid to making the iPhone app and the iPad app better?
A lot.
Okay, because as you know, they're not entirely where we would like them to be.
Yeah.
Okay, and my comment is that my dad used to manage all these jazz musicians that you talk about. So if you ever want to talk jazz, call me.
It's free. Because I feel like we've spent years, 8 years now, creating over 13 major releases, a really refined way to do things like moderate comments and publish, and quick press and press this, and lots of ins and outs. And right now, for example, when I post a photo from my phone, or like a video like I did earlier, I'm more likely to email it in than use the application. But we can fix this. I mean, we know, we've done it once already. We just need to figure out how it works on the small screen, what's the most elegant methods of interaction there, how that small screen app interacts with plugins and things that extends your interface. And then this new thing like tablets. I am gaga over the iPad. I love it. Actually, it's more pleasant. It's pretty pleasant using the WordPress interface in it. Except for a few things that we're fixing up in 3.0 around CSS, around hover and stuff. It's actually pretty nice to use. And I wonder if there's something, if there's a hybrid we can do between a local application that has access to the camera and everything like that, but tie it in to the interface that we maintain and build WordPress every time. For now, it's that we're just having a lot of developers work on a lot of different things for every single
Journalism School for Reno WordCamp.
Oh, cool.
And so since then, we've actually integrated learning WordPress into our journalism program, so it's a required part of our journalism program. And it takes a turn kind of right here. But so the response that we've gotten from some of the students is kind of like, oh, now I have to make a website sort of thing. And how can we bring sort of this kind of positive community spirit to students who actually have to do it for homework
Oh man.
Is that epic enough?
I must say, I was not the best student in the world. The part of the story I skipped over was dropping out of school, moving to San Francisco. Actually, funnily enough, this is the first ever WordCamp where my dad is here. So right over there, the guy who got me started on computers. Thank you, Dad. You see how I redirected while I was thinking of the answer? So I think part of it is if you can find something in a way to make the posting more fun. So for example, what I've had good luck with my friends, for example, the biggest complaint is like, I have the blog, but I don't get any comments, or I don't get enough page views, or things like that. What we find is you can get people more conversation and more page views. They enjoy blogging a lot more because they have the idea that they have an audience. Who checks their stats more than once a day? Okay, let's be honest here. I know for a fact it's like 80% of you. There's nothing wrong with checking your own stats. I mean, so when we see things, for example, plugins that send your post to Twitter, or plugins that send your post to Facebook, all these sorts of things are fantastic in terms of distribution mechanisms. The point I was trying to make earlier, showing the different, someone's WordPress page versus their Facebook page, is that these new platforms are undeniably incredibly powerful for distribution and having conversations. But ultimately, you want to redirect that energy to some place where you can actually do something meaningful with it. Your own site, your own data, your own mailing list, your own code, all those sorts, your own domain, fundamentally. And that's why I think I feel like sort of the social networking wave that's happened has been one of the best things ever for blogging. You now see where Twitter and Facebook are going to actually pass up, someday you could see them passing up Google in terms of number of referrers to WordPress. That's a really big deal. And when you think about it, your social network is the most powerful sort of proxy you have to filter the web. I think that's a good direction to go. That's one thing. Do you have a better idea? Surprise me. I mean, if I posted and saw that video, I'd be pretty happy. So surprise me. Any other ideas? But they're journalists. It's true. And oh, another thing, photography. Everyone has a digital camera now. Working with photos, although it's not as elegant as it could be yet inside our WordPress, it gets better with every release. And having photos in there are a lot more fun. That's actually how my blog started, was only photos, and the captions I was using gallery software called Gallery, and the captions got longer and longer, and eventually I was like, well, maybe I should have a blog with photos rather than a photo with blogs. Well, any other ideas for the journalism students? Now part of their...
Yeah, that curriculum should be tailored into a different topic. It has a reason for you to create your website.
Yeah, and this is a good point, and it's sort of what you said. Blogging is a means to an end, right? Actually, in this room, there's some people who get really jazzed about WordPress. But in most of the world, you know, when you think of now the 20-some-odd million users of WordPress, they're using it as a point A to point B. It's a tool. It's a canvas, and they're sort of painting onto it whatever they're really passionate about. Last one.
Yeah, my answer to that question would be, ask them to do something semi-controversial. Now, what do I mean by that? If you say controversial, people just get mad. All right? If you're talking about something that's kind of boring, nobody cares. But if you come in the middle...
Why did he point at me when he said that?
If you come in the middle of the road and you're taking a stand where some people want to say, you're the dumbest person I ever met in my life, and somebody else says, this is the greatest thing since Swiss cheese, the person writing that blog is going to get involved and interested in responding to those things.
Start them on Drupal first.
And he did the sign again. contact information. It's a little small. You got the number, website, Twitter, Facebook. The WordCamps are some of my favorite time of the year because really meeting you guys is the most exciting thing. Every single person has their own unique story about how WordPress has influenced them, how they're using it, what they're doing it, how it's changed their life in some way, how it hasn't changed their life. And there's nothing I love more than hearing that. If I can't meet all of you today, just logistically, although the party later is going to be really good, drop me a note. I love the chat. I get to all email eventually. I actually have a 2007 folder that I'm still replying to. Every single one of those people will get a response. So I'll get there eventually. And thank you very much.